equals 2?
3.
No. I want to draw.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it back up. While you oh, wrong thing. While you draw, we already said we need to say happy birthday to Elim Fong on Thursday, but Elim Shea, you have a birthday coming up too, don't you?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
1 plus 1
Thursday.
equals.
Thursday.
Thursday. That's when Elim Fong's is. Y'all's is the same day?
Yeah.
What?
I didn't realize
No,
that.
actually, mine's is Saturday.
Okay. Okay, I didn't think they were the same. Okay, 1 plus 1.
1 plus 1 equals.
Oh, I know. Oh, there's another joke. I know.
It equals what?
1 plus 1.
I'm missing something, Elim Fong. I need you to tell me what I'm
One.
missing.
Plus.
That is a
1
Chinese.
I was gonna
equals.
say, is that what number is that?
Window.
It's just a window. Okay, it's not a number. I was trying to make it be a Chinese character for a number.
I have a joke.
Where
Okay.
is the 1?
Jokes are the thing. All right, Joshua, tell us your joke.
How are bats different from birds?
As a joke?
The bats hit a ball with the birds.
All right. 1 plus 1 equals 11. There we sort of go. All right.
Phone number.
Shall we jump into science?
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, yes.
Does that mean maybe not? No.
Yes.
Yes. I somehow don't think your mamas and daddies would be really happy with me. All right. We were talking about clouds last week. What in the world is a cloud, Joshua?
Not everybody.
A cloud is some water.
It is. It's a collection of water. Now, we use this funny word called of saturated. Why do clouds rain?
Because when they condense and then they gather more and more and it becomes heavier and then it just cannot become more heavy, so it just falls.
Now, that is true.
Precipitate.
When it gets together, it's going to get heavier and it's going to fall. But there's something that temperature has to do with sometimes the rain also. What happens with the temperature? Which can hold more water, hot air or cold air?
Hot.
Ta-da! Hot air can hold more water. So when it's cold, what happens, Aaron? You're muted. I can't hear you if you're saying anything.
You're just not muted.
When the cold air doesn't hold as much, so what happens to a cloud in cold air? It sort of gets squeezed together, which is like we take a sponge and we wring it out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a little bit. You can't say there's one reason it rains. Sometimes it's because the drops gather and they get heavy and gravity pulls them. Sometimes it has more to do with the temperature. And if the cloud goes up to a higher atmosphere where it's colder, it's going to squeeze and fall. There's a lots of different factors that play into it. Factors meaning a lot of different reasons.
I learned factors at school in math class.
In math, right? They have similar meanings if you think real carefully. But when I say factors, I mean lots of different reasons that play together. So we're going to look at different kinds of clouds. Fog.
Fog. Well, everybody knows fog.
But a lot of people don't think of fog as being a cloud.
Well, fog is kind of a cloud that is very low.
That's exactly
Isn't it?
If we go by the basis of what Joshua said, that a cloud is just a collection of water droplets, right? The moisture in the air, that's all fog is. So, clouds close to the ground. Read this, Elim Sheh.
Fog. What? There's two. Read those two.
Read the second one, right?
Okay. Forms when warm air blows over cold air. Water vapor and warm air cools close to the ground and condenses.
Okay. So the water vapor in the warm air cool. So when does fog normally happen? When it's cool or when it's warm? When it's cool or when it's warm? When does fog normally happen?
Well, when the air cools close to the ground and condenses.
Okay, so fog normally happens when it's a little bit cooler. It can still be summer, but that's in the morning when it's a little bit cooler. All that's gonna condense. And then when the sun comes out and it warms up, it evaporates. We say that it burns off, is often what we say. We'll say the fog burns off, but we're just saying it warms up and those water droplets evaporate. All right. Here's a kind of cloud. Have you ever seen clouds like this?
Yes, of course.
Clouds.
We call them stratus clouds.
Citrus.
Joshua, read about stratus clouds.
Very common clouds. Low level clouds. Wide thin layer. Look like a blanket.
Okay, so when we say that they are low level clouds, what do we mean? Like fog?
They're low.
In the atmosphere. They still look like they're high up, but they're actually sort of lower to earth than some others.
Are they?
And they are like a blanket. So think of a blanket, which I happen to have here because it's a cold morning. And that's what they are. So as we see different, I'm going to take a cotton ball. As we see different clouds, if you see these ones that are pulled out and they don't always have a good shape to them, but they're long, they're not fluffy, they're just like that. Those are stratus clouds. So, we see them an awful lot. The next cloud, here's what happens when you see a stratus cloud. What happens, Elim Fong?
Typically only a drizzle, light rain.
Maybe if it's not a very big stratus cloud, all of the rain might evaporate before it falls. but there might be enough that you might have like a drizzle, a really, really light rain. All right. The next cloud we're going to look at is cumulus clouds.
I have these clouds today.
What does cumulus
Now,
mean?
everybody take a pen, and if you were drawing a picture, and I said, draw a cloud in the sky, how would you draw a cloud?
I will just draw it now.
Like fluffy, like a little baby cloud.
Uh-oh, I'm not good at drawing on computers.
That's okay. It's sort of hard. But I wanted to show you that when we draw a cloud, we normally draw a cumulus cloud. We normally draw
Because it's famous.
which means that I said stratus clouds were very common, but guess what? Cumulus clouds are very common too. All right, let's read a little bit about cumulus clouds. Elim Fong.
Very common clouds, low-level clouds, fluffy cotton-like with a flat bottom, usually mean fair weather.
So you said you have cumulus clouds today, Elim Fong. How's your weather?
Very sunny.
Huh?
Oh, and another thing. I think I read on the book that cumulus clouds usually they mean good weather, but then if it becomes more and more, it can mean a very, very how do you call it?
Thunderstorm. We're going to look at that. You're
Yeah.
right. It can become, read this, Elim Sheikh.
And become a dark gray thundercloud.
So while you see them when they're white and fluffy, they normally mean good weather, but sometimes things are going to change and it's going to quickly become a dark gray thundercloud.
Ew.
And then it's going to be winds and normally heavy rain. So, if we were doing with my cotton ball, here would be, I'm going to have to get a new cotton ball soon. Here is one, flat and thin. That would be a stratus. If I poof it all together and make it all poofy, that would be a cumulus. Fog is really, I can't really do fog with my cotton ball. Let me show you one more kind. And that would be called cirrus.
Cirrus?
Cirrus.
Little wispy clouds.
They're the wispy clouds. Look at that. Once again, we have.
Everything's very common clouds.
Now, that's because those are the ones I'm teaching you. I'll show you some that are not very common. But the ones we're learning about are the ones you see all the
They look
time.
like fish scales.
These are at higher levels. So it's really hard as we look up at the sky to see where clouds are falling normally. They might look the same to us, but they're further higher up in the atmosphere.
So does it mean like a few meters higher or a few miles higher?
They could be as much as a few kilometers higher. So we're not talking like, ooh, they're sitting right next to each other. We're putting it higher up in the stratosphere. Remember, the stratosphere goes what, 10 kilometers or so? So they can go pretty high. They're thin, wispy clouds. So once again, you can take your pen out. These are the ones that when you see them, they've got those little curled edges on them. And they don't.
These look like wind.
They do. So especially when I draw them, they look like them, which is maybe why we don't draw them in pictures.
When I draw them, it looks good.
So maybe that's why we don't draw them, because then we'd think people were saying we were trying to say it's windy.
I draw them like this.
So these mean that there's often a change in the weather. So when you see them, maybe it's a fair day, you can know that it's probably going to rain pretty soon. So we did 4 clouds. If we talk about fog, what were the 3 that are up in the atmosphere? What do we have first? Joshua, give me one of the 3 clouds. Tell me one of the 3 clouds we talked about. Stratus is one. Who can give me another one? Cumulus and Ealing Fong.
Wait, Cumulus and I was about to say that.
We took the one you knew.
I forgot. What?
Cirrus. Yes, cirrus cloud. All right. Now, I don't really have a slide prepared for like weird clouds, but what they do is sometimes you'll notice that a cloud's not always just a cumulus cloud. Maybe there's something else going along with it, or it's not just a cirrus cloud. So sometimes there's like these combinations of clouds, or sometimes different levels in the atmosphere. So we can have, let's see.
We can have what?
Elsa?
Elsa, what?
Why is there Elsa like? Why is there Elsa right here?
Oh, because those are for other students. I have a tab for all of my students.
Elsa?
I have a girl named Elsa.
Oh.
So they have like really weird clouds. Look at these. These are called roll clouds.
What?
What's a roll cloud?
Look at it. It looks like a roll, right?
Looks
I
like
didn't
my
see that
pencil.
before. I think this is made by
I think some is AI generated.
I won't say that some of them are not, but these are really weird looking formations, Eileen, that are not, I mean, that you can see in the sky. So while some of them might look AI generated, these are normally separate from a thunderstorm, and they frequently have broken off from a thunderstorm, and the winds have rolled them, and that's why they look like that.
Hey, I think
sometimes
plane
a plane.
a cloud like this.
Planes leave behind vapor trails, don't they? Vapor being that moisture trail, and we do see them. Here's another one that I see a lot. They are shelf clouds.
Shelf clouds?
What?
Now,
Does it look like shelves?
That's why they call it, because think of a bookshelf, how there's like sort of layers, maybe all of it's there.
What did they call a stacked pancakes?
These are like really thunderstorm type of clouds. So they also have like nimbo. Let me get the nimbostratus. We learned about stratus clouds, right? Nimbostratus
Means what?
are
What is
when
nimbo?
nimbo is a prefix that means like a
Ah,
halo type of thing, like it's emitting this light.
it looks like net.
And let's see, we'd have to read because I don't remember. Lower altitudes, a warm front where warm air rises over the cold air. So they have, suffice it to say, there are all kinds of clouds. These three plus fog that we talked about are just the ones that are most common. No, not fancy, no frills type of clouds that we'll see.
But it looks netty.
But what?
It looks netty.
Now, when we start talking about winter precipitation, we've got lots of different words for them. And we'll
Oh, no.
touch on this and then we'll come back to it next week. We have snow. Everybody likes snow.
Not everybody.
Oh,
Hell,
no, you don't. Do you like snow, Joshua?
I like, but I don't want more and 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 more snow.
Well, maybe not too much snow. Sleet, freezing rain, and rain. Now, you
Papa,
can, you can look and see at the picture where the clouds are. If it's cold enough, it's probably going to start falling as snow. But where the weather is for us determines what we see. If the weather is still cold, it's going to fall all the way down as snow. Where's my pen? If it is a little bit, if it's warmer in the colder, warmer in the middle and then gets cold where we are, it's going to sleet, which means the snow is going to melt and then it's going to make these little bitty ice pellets. And that's what hits. Rain is what we normally think of, snow and rain. It falls as snow, it melts because it's warm, and it stays melted the whole way down.
What does freezing rain mean?
Freezing rain means it's falling where it's cold, and it warms up, and then right before it hits the ground, it freezes again. So it doesn't really reform as sleet or as little ice pellets, but as it touches the ground, it freezes again. So sleet is going to be frozen in the air. Freezing rain freezes when it hits the ground because the ground is cold, but maybe the air temperature is a little warmer. So that's a lot to leave you on. So we'll come back and you can ask questions next week, okay?
Okay.
Have a great week. Happy birthday to the two aliens. Have a great day. Bye, Erin.
Bye-bye.
Bye.